So scalability is one big factor for small business owners, especially if it's a one man, one woman band, then you can't scale because you only have so much time in the day.
I'm so appreciative of the fact that you really go into detail and show us the back end because a lot
Mm.
of this can be very overwhelming. For me, regardless of what knowledge I had before, I'm in the startup phase. So I'm building everything. And there are so many products and information available that, as I said, it's overwhelming. So you going through this process and showing the back end is so incredibly helpful.
People really, really underestimate the power of Australian market. There's massive potential here. We just don't capitalize it well enough.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
can access everything with an app, Dan. You don't have to go into the
Yeah.
dashboard. I mean, you've got a lead
Yeah.
connector app on your phone, and you can anything, a booking comes in, you get notified. You can do FPOS on your phone, your calendar bookings, your contacts, your lead pipeline, everything will be notified on an app. So you can connect to your Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, and whatever engagement happens on all your socials, you get it in a one dashboard there. So the very first aspect or the wing of every small business is marketing automation. You can adopt your automation with a simple Notion page, with a simple Google Sheets. The next area is marketing automation is email marketing. So sales is very, very important. So automating your sales is the key.
Hey everyone, welcome to Pivot to Thrive podcast. This is your ultimate destination to elevate your mindset, marketing, and sales strategies for ultimate business growth. I'm your host, Dr. Priya, and I'm here to inspire and guide you on your journey to financial independence. My mission in life is very simple: to empower entrepreneurs like you with simple, actionable insights and easy to implement strategies that will transform your online business into a thriving success. Now, here's the deal. If your current strategy in life or business isn't working, don't quit. Just pivot. And it's important you understand that the goal for pivoting life and business isn't just to adapt and survive, but to truly thrive in growth, success, and abundance. So, in this podcast, we'll dive deep into the mindset shifts you need to break free from cultural barriers and embrace your true potential. We'll discuss cutting-edge marketing and sales techniques that you can apply to your business right away. Together, we'll create a powerful belief system that'll guide you towards the life you truly desire. So, grab a cup of coffee or even a fancy glass of wine, and let's start pivoting towards the success you've always dreamed of.
All right, everyone, good morning. I officially welcome you all to this session. This is my first workshop in June and my very first workshop on business automations. A couple of you I know have attended a couple of my previous workshops about digital product mastery, about AI in marketing, and then combining both together, how to create digital products using AI. So business automation is more about bringing systems into place. So whatever business you have, there could be a potential for you to create systems because it's easy. It saves you heaps of time. I'm big on saving time. Time is the most expensive commodity today. You can earn money, you can throw money. What you can never get back is time. So I'm all about saving time. That's my biggest core value and brand pillar in my business. So always I'm all about smart work. I'm not a hard worker. I would rather do smart work than hard work. So that's why for me, it's becoming more efficient with the power of digital tools. So we've seen digital products and how do we do it with digital tools? So please ask questions, please engage and keep it engaging. Otherwise, it's really, really boring. All right. So for people who don't know, sorry if you have to listen to me again for the 100th time, the same story that I keep telling. Very brief introduction about me. My name is Dr. Priya. I like to show off the two-letter prefix because I spent 5 years of my prime time to get that particular DR prefixed with a PhD in bioinformatics, which is biotechnology done on computers. So I've always been fascinated with the world of algorithms and databases and softwares. I would rather work in an air-conditioned room with a laptop and two screens rather than wash petri plates and test tubes. That was me like 15 years ago. Makes me feel so old. But then after moving to Australia, I kind of found the value of 1 hour of my time because in India we used to get paid per month. So there's absolutely no value for 1 hour of my time. I didn't have a dollar value there. So once I knew there is a dollar value to 1 hour of my time, I only started to think, how can I not trade time for money? Because time is a very, very finite resource. So how can I make infinite income potential with a finite time resource? That's when I actually landed onto this whole online business world. Started my life with ClickFunnels, which is a sales funnel building platform. And then I went into famous Tyler based social media marketing agency. And then I did multiple coaching certifications, worked with lots of mentors, did a lot of business mentoring until recently. I was like, oh, I am building a business to sell, but if it's a coaching business, I could not take myself off the equation. I could not automate. I could not scale. It was Priya, and Priya's show. So without Priya, it was not a business that I could sell. I was not building a business. I just had a flexible job. So when I thought about it from that perspective, I think that perspective shift basically shifted my offers, shifted the products that I use. So I was always big on marketing and sales because I strongly believe, if we don't have a good marketing and sales, we just have an expensive hobby. I had one as a side hustler not long ago. So my focus is always tangible outcomes. How do you get some tangible return on investment for my clients? So marketing and sales is kind of my niche. So now I do a lot of systems and CRM and automation and everything related to marketing and sales. Can't do it alone. So this is my little team in India. The slides needs update. So I'm leaving to India this Sunday. I'm there for 2 months. I'm meeting my team. I'm setting up a head office in Chennai, which is where I come from. And just for the go high level, like the CRM tech stuff, I've set up a team in Pakistan. Who would have thought? So I'm sending some merge from India to Pakistan while I'm there. So the tech team will remain in Pakistan and the admin team will remain in India. So that's how my operation is going to continue for the rest of 2024. And I call my business Pivot to Thrive because I keep pivoting, because I move really fast. If things don't work today, I'm like, come on, let's scrap it. Let's start tomorrow, something new. So I always believe, if nothing's working, don't quit, just pivot and see what's working. So 3 main aspects of my business is digital products. I strongly recommend digital products for every business. If you haven't been on my other workshops, I'm happy to send you a recording to get an idea on how you can incorporate digital products for any niche, for any industry. And I use a lot of AI tools every day. Like on a daily basis, I use a lot of AI tools for different purpose of marketing and sales funnel and different things. And then I use my VA team, obviously, for the implementation, because today we live in an information overload age, right? So there's so much information available, there's so much advice available, but if you don't implement, nothing changes. So my point of difference in that competitive business coaching industry was, I just don't advise, I help you action with the help of my team. So I would place a VA in the business to do the framework, whatever I prepare. So that was my USP. So before even automating, I would spend a minute thinking, what is your USP? Why should your clients choose you over your competitors? So let me have the chat here. So if you're asking a question, I will know that. Okay, not for profit, youth training and employment. Oh, Darwin. I lived in Darwin for 3 years. Michelle. Okay, I'm from Sunshine Coast, running NDIS. Okay, NDIS is great. So I'll give you an example of how I'm helping an NDIS consultant company. Okay. So automation, why automation is important, or rather I can speak from my experience. How automation changed my life was because I was dealing with all these different teams in different time zones, and the business was just me. Most of us micro, nano businesses here today, and we are the business. We are everything in our business, right? So now when I have teams and when I have to give them instructions, when I have to train them, I understand and I tell them that I have to give them a particular brief in a way that they understand, like literally transferring what's in my brain and what's in my head into a Miro board, into a brief, into an SOP. That was the biggest challenge for me early this year. I mean, and sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, I can just do it myself, right? I can just think like I can just do it myself, but I can't. I cannot scale if I'm going to have that complete control over me. And if my business cannot run without me. Like now I'm gone for 2 months. It's going to be a work holiday. So the thing that I'm really, really proud of myself for taking 2 months break for the first time after I started my business is because I've got systems in place. I've got teams who work for me. I've got teams who take care of things. I've got everything automated. So anything happens in my backend, I get notified on my app. I get notified on my system. I get an email notifying things. So all the pipeline is done. So if you are like me, like 6 months ago, completely burnt out, you're one man, one woman band, trying to be it all, trying to do it all, and you're struggling, then definitely I would recommend getting some kind of automation. You don't need a fancy CRM. Like I still run though I have a fancy CRM, I'm a big fan of spreadsheets. I love to see my spreadsheets color coded. I'm very visual. So I like it that way. So whatever little things that you can automate it with the help of systems that you can. So it doesn't have to be an expensive subscription. I think I want to set that expectation from the get-go. You don't have to have a massive, fancy CRM or a subscription. I didn't have it for the past 5 years. Like only now I've gotten into it because I know now is the stage I have to scale. I have to build systems because I've got teams that rely on me and my brain and everything from me. So unless I do that, I can't scale, I can't sustain. So really depending on where you are at, you can adopt your automation with a simple Notion page, with a simple Google Sheets. Okay. So there are lots of free resources that will help you automate depending on what you want to automate in your business. So when you talk about automation, what is an automation exactly? It sounds a fancy word. It's overused. People do that, use it all the time. So it's anything that you do on a repeated basis, any recurring tasks or process in your business where manually you go in and do it. Manually you go push an invoice. Manually you go reply to an email. Manually you have to send something every week. Then if you're not automating it, then that's where it becomes very inefficient. It takes a lot of your time, right? So in terms of business automation, once you do it, what is the particular advantage of business automation is because it increases your efficiency. So every time you don't have to repeat the same task. Once you set it, it runs without you. It's extremely efficient. It's extremely scalable. So scalability is one big factor for small business owners, especially if it's a one man, one woman band, then you can't scale because you only have so much time in the day. You can only do so much as humanly as possible. So how do you scale your business without you literally sweating your blood out is by having systems in place. And also in terms of errors, it can reduce human errors. I mean, I was sleepy. I sent a wrong email this morning at 3 o'clock to somebody and I'm like, shit, why did I do that? So all these errors can be reduced if I had built a custom tag to send that email through. So reducing human errors is a big one once you set up the workflow right. And then obviously your customers can get your support without you 24/7. So even when we discussed digital products, I did emphasize the importance of having an online platform or a course where your customers can get access to your brain without you sitting there and coaching them, without you sitting there training them, without you sitting there and offering them your consultation. They can still get access to your recorded courses. They can still get access to your PDFs, checklist, ebooks, whatever is your IP, they can still get access to you 24/7. If it's like for my agency, I'm setting up a 24/7 chat support and call support. So in that case, I need not be there. If my clients get stuck, if they have a tech issue or a glitch, then my support team can actually take care of them. So that's the kind of way you can increase your customer experience, user experience, and increase the stickiness of your customer, because these days people don't stay. So I was speaking to Neil about Go High Level. He understands Go High Level. I started my life with ClickFunnels. I love Russell Brunson so much. I have so much respect for him. He's my mentor. Anything Russell sells, I just buy it. But I have moved to ClickFunnels. I've not been loyal to ClickFunnels for the reason the platform did not support my bigger purpose and functionality. So people can know you, like you, and buy from you. But for them to stay longer, for them to retain on a retainer for a longer period of time, to increase the stickiness to your product and services, you have to build that trust in terms of functionality. So all of you, whatever services you're offering, I want you to think about your USP first. How are you different from your competitor? Something tangible, not like I'm great, I take care of my clients, is what most people say, right? I pick up the phone and talk to people. I put my customers' interests first. Best, that's a basic expectation. But you have to have one USP that you can go out and loud and market to the world. Like for me, it was, I just don't advise, I action. That was a very clear USP where you're filled with an information overload. I was focusing more on implementation aspect. I was not just advising. So think about your USP on how you can use it. And also think about your user experience. When they come to you, what is the best possible thing? So I can give you an example of a hairdresser. So she is a mobile hairdresser. She's got a database of mobile hairdressers. And how did she position herself different from the other mobile hairdressers is she had a holistic approach. So she uses sound bowls when, the hair color or whatever procedure, while they wait for that to happen, she will use crystals on them. She will use sound bowl healing. And so it gives them like a relaxation procedure. It's not just a hairdresser coming and doing something to the hair and going. So her niche was so unique, very spiritual, very holistic. People found it as therapeutic, a calming one rather than just hair appointment. So she really positioned herself in a high end, that kind of a very spiritual, holistic model, and she's extremely successful. So some value add that you can have in your product and pricing to actually elevate your brand presence will help you really position yourself well. Once you position yourself well, then you have so much of traffic. Once you have lots of traffic, then you have a need to automate. I think that's how it works. So you just can't go and automate when you don't have traffic coming in. When there's no one coming in, there's no one to track. So I want you to think and set realistic expectations where you are, what is the gap. Even with AI, that's what I tell the people are so carried away with AI. It's such a buzzword. Everybody wants AI done. But I'm like, AI is more like a catalyst, right? If you don't have your business foundations right, AI will make you spiral down quickly. You'll fall flat on the face, right? If you have the business foundations in place, AI can literally fast track you to success. So how do you use it? When do you use it? What do you use it for? That's really important. So in terms of automations, we're going to look at lots of different examples. I want you to think about how you can actually use it in your particular niche, in your particular business. What is the need? It will be my question. So can you type in the chat, please? Based on this, based on your business, what are the different aspects of your business that you're trying to automate? Is there any specific aspect you want to automate? Are there any repetitive procedures you're trying to automate? So we can actually look at examples based on that. Yes, Darlene, recording will be available later. Okay, getting data from my old orders to a spreadsheet. Nothing specific I can think of right now. More chasing ideas, things like reporting to know. So what's your business, Michelle? Did I miss it? You're the not-for-profit youth training and employment organization. So more like an RTO. Things like reporting to underwriting. Yeah, data. There's lots you can do with RTO, I'm assuming. Timesheets, payrolls, onboarding and training your staff, onboarding clients and having an app, sales and marketing funnels for leads. Yes, that's a massive one that we are currently working with an NDIS consultant. I'll tell you examples of that. Research purposes, record keeping, social media posting. Yep. Darlene is same as Michelle. Okay, cool. All right. So let's look at general examples and also the examples that we've given here. So in terms of automation, these are the key areas you can automate predominantly. First is a CRM, which is a customer relationship management. So that encompasses pretty much everything. So when you look at the customer journey, the initial one is your marketing, because that's how the customers find you, via some kind of marketing. It can be online marketing, offline marketing, whatever. And then there's the sale aspect itself, and then after sales service. And then after that, it'll be an upsell, retainer, whatever. So 3 main aspects is marketing, sales, and operation, customer service, whatever you want to call it. So each of these have different elements in them that can be automated, that can be used in different systems. You can use simplified systems. You can go however fancy and bougie you want. So we look at each of this. So the very first aspect or the wing of every small business is marketing automation, because everyone, especially after COVID, we all understand that, if people can't find you online, then you don't exist. People think you're not in business anymore. If you go to a Facebook business page and if you see they posted back in 2021, what do you think? The psychology of that platform is you're not in business anymore. Whereas if you go to YouTube and ask, how to fix my aircon or how to clean my aircon duct or whatever, and you find a video 5 years ago and it is relevant, it can solve your problem, you're not going to think they're out of business. So there are different psychologies to different platforms. So YouTube is more of a long-term lead generation. It's an evergreen content platform. So you don't judge the business or the content creator depending on how old the content is. Whereas the quick short-term lead generation platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these platforms, if you don't post immediately or if you've not posted for the past 6 months, they literally think you're out of business. You're not in business anymore. And the ATO has predicted that 100,000 small businesses will shut down by the end of this financial year. It's a very, very sad statistics. But as we understand the financial position, interest rate hikes, and just the damn living expenses, it's very hard to keep the doors open. So let's look at how we can automate and we can create systems in place so we can actually create time for ourselves to grow our business, to scale our business, to actually make some money, right? So that's the whole point. Time saving. That's it. So in terms of marketing automation, there are different aspects. So if you have a team, if you have a VA in the Philippines, wherever, if you have set templates to give them in terms of your brief, what's your expectation? Do you have a brand kit in place? Like if you have to onboard a VA, it's like, how much information can you give to them? How much information can you provide that'll make their life easier? That'll make your message very, very clear. Like now that I'm working with multiple teams in different time zones, it's a pain, trust me. When my Pakistan team asked me to do my thing on a Miro board, I hated them. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this for you. But now I understand why he asks it, because if I give him the Miro board, I get the output exactly what I want. But the more I blabber, the more I dabble with my words, he doesn't get it. It's not there. But once I draw flowcharts, I tell them this is the automation I want. If they go here, this stage of the funnel, this is what I want automated. I draw it, I give it, and they give me the output beautifully. So how much input you can provide to your team, how much input you can give them, the better results you get. So in terms of social media content planning and approval, it starts with you giving them your logos, your brand colors, an example post of what kind of post you like. For me, if they have like the 2D elements, I would outright reject it. My team knows I hate those 2D elements on my post. I don't like it. I just see it and I'm like, no, reject. I don't even see the content. So every business owner has their personal preference and it's your business. So you would want the marketing message to sound like you. You would want your aesthetic, the feed to look aesthetic in how you feel. So you have to tell them that. They won't know magically, right? So you have to tell them. So if you have a brief document that you can send to them. So I template everything on a Google Doc. Google Doc is the simplest, easiest, inexpensive automation tool that you can use to share ideas, to use working documents. So you don't have to email back and forth to people. So anybody I collaborate with, the first thing I create is either a Google Doc or a Google Sheet, depending on the purpose. So these two, extremely efficient in sharing ideas, having one canvas to work with if you're sharing ideas with other people. And even in terms of approval, I send stuff to my clients via Google Doc or Notion, because Notion is another very, very effective tool. Notion and Airtable, they are free as well. They are effective, but if you don't like the idea of having another app or another tool, then definitely just use Google Doc and Google Sheets. You can literally create content and send it to them for review. So I can't show you my clients' work, but I can tell you how I send it. I literally create a table where there is the one column called what is the platform for, whether it's for Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. There's a link for Canva file that we created for them. There's a description, what description will go underneath that. There's a column for hashtags and the comment from the client. So the client will review everything that is to be posted and say approved, or they'll give their comments and suggestions. And then when it comes back, the team will revise it and send it. A simple Google Sheet is all you need. You do not need a fancy CRM, but just creating that template, just telling them, put the Canva link here, put the description here, put the hashtag here. I will mark my comments here. Otherwise, I'll say approved, and the post can go into the posting or the scheduling platform. So once you give them that framework, you spend that 30 minutes to create that template, record a simple Zoom or a Loom video. Loom is the best, right? Just share your screen, say, hey, I've created this Google Doc. Can you just go and plug in whatever you're creating here? So I will review it, and this will be the process. Please get back to me. Any questions? 2 minutes, simple Loom screen video. And if you put it in one Google Drive, that's your IP. Even if you fire that VA, you onboard another VA, you don't have to do it again because you've got that system set. You've got that Google Doc template, you've got that Loom video, and you've got a drive where it is stored so you can just share it. Okay. So that's the first one, which is the social media content planning and approval, that you can do it with a simple Google Forms and Sheets. So social media scheduling. So this is another important aspect because all of us want to post at least 2 or 3 times a week on social media, but we don't have the time, we don't have the headspace, we can't be thinking about this all the time while we are running a business. So I used to do the content creation workshops, which is like a 1-day workshop. You come in, you create content for the next 3 months. Okay, so I'll give you all the tools, I'll give you all the prompts. You sit and create content for the next 3 months, schedule 3 posts per week for the next 3 months. You don't have to lift your finger for 3 months. Your marketing is sorted for 3 months. So you don't have to do 3 months. That's intense. So on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day works for you, when you're in that creative headspace, that's why I say you time block it and do it, because it takes that mental switch to go into that content creation mode. So I don't want you to think about creating one content this morning, oh shit, what do I post? And then tomorrow morning you sit, oh shit, what do I post? Don't do that. So get into that content creation zone and always time block. I used to be this person who will create a to-do list, right? Morning 10 to 10:30, I'll do this. 10:30 to 11:30, I'll do this. I was useless. I was so inefficient because it takes some time and effort to actually mentally switch into that particular mode, whatever you're going to do. So now I time block half a day or 2 hours for one task. So I go into that deep mode. If I'm going into a content creation mode, everything is on airplane mode. I'm only in that content creation zone. I'm only thinking about what content to create. I batch create it, give it to my team. That's it. So I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm in that zone. So I would suggest all of you do that. 2 hours is all you need for probably a week or 2 weeks of content. So 2 hours, time block it, think what content you're going to create, either create on Canva. I prefer taking the phone, recording videos. Just do whatever you want and schedule it in whatever tool. So Buffer is the tool that I use because it integrates LinkedIn as well. Not many tools integrate with LinkedIn. The the Meta suite is okay-ish. I don't know, for a company that size, I would expect them to have better user experience. It's very clunky. You can give access to your VA, to your Facebook for your Meta suite business page, and they can schedule it, but they can't access Instagram's features. Instagram is the most powerful one in terms of engagement. They've got lots of engagement features. So you have to give them your password and log in. But if you don't want to, then I would just schedule it on a scheduler like Buffer or Plannerly. There are so many different things paid, but Buffer is the cheapest free tool that is available for social media scheduling. So
what about Canva's scheduling?
Canva is good. If you want to use Canva, you can use Canva for Facebook and Instagram. I don't think it integrates with LinkedIn. So for my need, I wanted Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So that's why I use Buffer, but Canva is good. I just feel the text becomes clunky when posted on using Canva, like auto schedule. And you also get that option like posted by Canva. So it just makes it a little look, it just makes it a little bit look clunky. It's just me, personal choice, but it works. In terms of functionality, it definitely works.
And sorry, just one other quick one. Go High Level's got a calendar in it. Is that just too clunky as well?
I'm trying to fix that. My team is not able to access it. I can access it, but I'm not going to go and schedule it. So my team is trying to figure it out, but they've got very beautiful automations, planner, everything in there. So my team can actually send me the content via Go High Level for approval. I can just approve the post from here, and then it goes onto the platform and schedule it all. So it does it all. So it's very powerful one that you can use for marketing.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, any other questions? Please type it in the chat. So it's good to ask questions when you get it fresh in your brain. You can unmute, ask questions anytime. The next area is marketing automation, is email marketing. So I did not use email marketing until like 3 months ago. I always used my email list whenever I was launching. When I'm launching something, I'll go sell people on their faces, and I had terrible outcome because there was no nurturing. I didn't nurture them. I didn't provide any value. I was just selling to them on their face, which is bad, but that's what I did. Right. So now I've got these systems in place where every Monday morning, 9 o'clock Brisbane, my email list gets my email. So I tell them what I do, what are the updates happening. I give them some practical pointers that they can implement. I give them information about these free workshops. And then I think the 2 workshops prior to this, people gave me feedback. They would love to know about awards and grants available from the government. So I've included some sections of that. And then so it's a bit of a nurturing email where people build that relationship with me, and I tell them, and people reply to me, hey, good luck with your India trip. So you get to form that relationship with people you never made in real life. So, and then when there's an offer, obviously they're already warm leads. They've attended your webinars. They follow your journey. They know what you're doing. So it becomes an easy sell once you launch something. So email marketing is very, very powerful. I used to use MailerLite. Now I go high level. So MailerLite is advantageous over MailChimp. If you have less than 1,000 subscribers, both are free. You can segment them into tags. The advantage of MailerLite over MailChimp is, there's a typo in MailChimp, sorry. So MailChimp, for even basic automations, you only can access automations in a paid platform. Like you have to be a paid user, whereas MailerLite allows automations. Like I had such complex automations, I'll show you on MailerLite with my ThriveCart funnels. So every step I automated it. It was a massive automation. It was hair pulling few weeks that I had to get that automation sorted, but it worked. It really worked so well. Whatever I wanted to happen happened really, really seamlessly. So the setting up stage is where it's very challenging, but once you set it all up, it's very powerful. It'll work for you without you sitting there actually. Okay. And then workflows. Obviously, workflows is really, really important. But the thing is, you need to be clear what you want. Like for me, it took me 5 years to actually gain that clarity to understand what I wanted, right? So really understanding the psychology of the person landing on your website. So once they land on your website, what do they do with your website? Okay. What do you want them to do? And you have to drive the traffic to do what you want them to do. Like people don't know that. It's not manipulation. It's just psychological neuromarketing. So you are basically hacking the psychology of your potential customer and driving the traffic to do what you want them to, because most of us don't know what we want, right? We land on a website, we keep browsing, surfing because we don't know what we want, and then we snap out of it without doing what we have to do. That's why I love sales funnels than websites, because websites are very noisy, crowded, very distracting. You've got lots of different tabs that people can get distracted, whereas sales funnel or a landing page is very much designed to do one task. If you're selling a course, you make sure they buy the course. If you're asking them to sign up for your webinar, watch your webinar, then that's the one thing that you want them to do in one page of the funnel. So workflows and campaigns are very, very important when you've got clarity on what you want them to do. But once you get that clarity, literally your business will fast track very, very quickly. And this is the last area of marketing automation, which we discussed in detail in the digital product workshop, like how you can use a lead magnet like an ebook or a quiz or a checklist to basically generate leads, capture leads. And once you capture, what do? You nurture with email marketing, and then you close and convert them using your sales processes. So there are different areas that you can use in terms of marketing. Do we have any volunteers who wants their marketing or website or anything audited and given feedback? Anyone? Or any aspect of this marketing that you want me to basically give you a feedback on or review it, suggest improvements, anything at all? Anybody? No? All right, team. We've got a very quiet audience today. Oh, Dan is here. Sorry, Dan, I didn't see this. Okay, let's have a look. So what do you want me to do, Dan? You can unmute.
Yep. Hey, Priya. Yeah, I just love a little bit of constructive criticism just around how you find navigating the website. I built it myself, I want to say maybe 9 months ago.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm in the process of engaging a guy to do social media and click funnels for me as well. So I haven't had a whole lot of traffic come through like the website, maybe had like one or two leads that have like converted to be an NDIS
Mhm.
client. I've had probably get like sort of like 20, 30 people a month come in through and looking at it, and it's part of like my sales pitch. When get a referral through, I always send them through to the website so they get a bit of a feel for who we are and what we do, why we do it. But yeah, haven't had a whole lot of success. Basically build it just for a bit more credibility around the supports we offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving towards essentially just doing like landing pages and funnels moving forward. Yeah, I'd love to get your take on it and
Sure.
any edits that you'd make.
Yeah. So in terms of NDIS, are you specialized in youth, young adults?
That's been the business plan up until now, and I've just redone the business plan to be more inclusive of other support needs that people have in the community. Like I'm starting to get like a lot more referrals through from other like service providers that need essentially just high quality support workers that actually care about who they're supporting.
Yeah.
So we're looking at doing more in high intensity supports, in-home supports, personal care, all of
Yeah.
that stuff. So this is going to go through a big overhaul in the next sort of couple of months.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at this photo, it doesn't give me a feel of NDIS.
Okay.
So the NDIS, I think the people's perception is very different in terms of NDIS support, and the photos really, really play an important role to convey the feel and thing of the website. So that'll be my very first feedback. The photo does not convey, if it's more about the assisted living and things, I would rather have something similar to supported independent living with a disabled patient or things. So that's when I think it gets the feel of NDIS, if that's your focus. This
Yeah.
is more like having fun kind of a vibe, which is what I think you want to share, but it just doesn't reflect it. And this is the hero section of the website. So literally you had a pop-up to sign up to email list, but people don't sign up to random email list or unless they are enticed to something. For example, all the e-commerce sites, they give you a coupon code for 10% off. So if you give your email, then you will receive a coupon code 10% off for the first discount. So people are compelled to give the email. So there has to be something compelling to get the email itself. So I would focus more on the hero section with a very, very specific call to action on what you want them to do. For example, I don't see a call to action other than joining your email list, which is not a very compelling call to action. It could be like the services. So all these are still in construction, I would assume.
If you
Yeah.
click on them, it should link to the team. I don't know why that's not working.
Yeah. So that's fine. So I want you to think about what you want them to do. Do you want them to get on a call with you? Do you want them to pick up the phone and talk to you? Do you want them to sign up for a course, or what is that? So there has to be something tangible for people to do. So that way, that's not a lost traffic. So even if people come in, you make sure there's something that's being done. Like if people just come, like scroll through and quit, I don't think they can be blamed because we literally didn't compel them to do anything.
Yeah. I created an ebook, which was
Uh-huh.
actually the offering to get people's email address and to begin the conversation. So I've had maybe like 20 people download the ebook, which is just essentially like a bit of an overview as to how and why we do the supports we do. So a lot of it's like around, grounding in nature, mindfulness, movement, breath work, and then just some stuff around like diet and hydration, just to kind of help people improve the quality of their life faster. So a lot of the conversations our support workers have are around that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So are you saying like sort of like a better way to go about it would be essentially to have like some sort of pop-up to, book a meet and greet, or to the beginning conversation around how we could work together?
Yeah. I would definitely focus more on that, and literally focusing Sunshine Coast. Sunshine Coast, from what I've heard, is a very, very closed community. They support local businesses. They're very much local. So if that's the target market you're trying, I would definitely put it up, this one, as my prime focus. NDI supported independent living, and do it. So this is a massive market. Like, well, one of my client, I don't know if you've heard about them, Cocoon SDA Care. They're based in 8 Mile Plains, and they're a big NDIS assisted living company. They've got 2,000 staffs in Australia. Like, they're massive. They're big. So there's another NDIS consultant that I work with I'm doing her go high level backend with all the time tracking for all her contractors and things like that. So I know it's a very, very profitable niche. It's just that you have to find the right audience, and your messaging is very generic. It's not targeted, and do it. So let me show you my website as an example to basically say what I'm trying to achieve. And this is literally my 5 years of learnings and challenges. So literally, this is the home section. I'm getting straight to the point. What do you need? Do you need leads and sales? So that's the problem statement, right? What do they need? That's literally the problem statement. I'm targeting business owners who need more leads and sales. That's it. As simple as that. And then I'm having a call to action saying, identify what's holding your business back. And then there's a quiz. And when people go and take the quiz, I know exactly what's the issue, and they'll get a custom report on their business marketing score and sales score. And then there's a workflow that gets triggered from their results. So they get categorized into what's their lack, and then there's a workflow that starts from there. So this is the most important part. So I used to be very much my face, personal brand driven. My face was all over my website, my previous website. Now, I told you I'm building my business to sell. So it does not have me. I would rather have an About Us page after I go meet my team and take some photos with them, and have me in that About Us, meet the team kind of page. But everywhere else, there's absolutely nowhere that I'm here. And that's where things have changed and how I want to position myself. So it's got video testimonials, it's got text testimonials, it's got these authority building. So if people say, okay, she's met Kevin Ray, yeah. So he's amazing. He's changed a lot now. I liked his aura better pre-COVID. Poor thing, he's going through some health issues. But when people see, okay, they know I'm part of BNI. They know, when they look at Matt Alderton, they know I'm part of BX. So it builds that credibility. And my speaking gigs at Brisbane Business Hub, I do a lot of speaking engagements. So literally all these helps to build credibility. And so there are different little psychological triggers that help people to do stuff. And everything here, like ebook and automations and webinars and everything, is linked to a workflow that I want people to do. So if they're going to click on digital product mastery, the psychology is this is what they need, right? And then I understand they have to power pack it with AI. Once they create a digital product, they need my social media marketing playbook. So there's an automation that triggers from then on. So there's lots of thoughts that has to go into it, but once you get it all done, the pieces of the puzzle, it becomes much more easier. So I would say for you, think about the hero section and speak directly to your ideal clients. Like, what is their pain point? What is that you can offer? Okay, so that particular problem statement should be on your hero section, and your particular solution that you offer as a taste tester could be a free call, it could be a free assessment or checklist or whatever. That should be there on the homepage. So this is literally how you capture the audience that are coming through to your website. Otherwise, you lose them. Like, nobody's going to sit and read anything. People don't read stuff. So you have to have that compelling factor to stop them from scrolling and take that action what you want. So ebooks are okay-ish. Think about something, especially for your niche. It's about speaking to them about their challenges or their individual concerns, right? So I would say have something that's even more engaged, even you have that multiple touch points. So a call would be a good one. You get on a 30-minute free discovery call or whatever you want to call it, or pick up the phone and talk, or we can have a coffee together, or however you want to position yourself for your niche. So do that.
Like in your experience, what generally like converts better to get people onto like a discovery call where they like take action, like a video or sort of like a pop-up where they can essentially like do some form of like survey to see like to pre-qualify them? Like what's been your experience with that, Priya?
Pre-qualify gets you really, really good quality leads.
Yeah.
Because people have taken the time and effort to do the survey, do the quiz. That's why I've got quiz there. Quiz is very powerful because they want to know where is their marketing, where is their sales aspect. They want to know the score. How many of us go and do the personality assessment, right? Because we want to know about us. That's what we're keen about. We don't care about the world. We're like, okay, where do I stand? What is my business? What's missing? So what's the gap? So even in terms for your business, if they want to actually find out if they're on a spectrum or if this is something that you can assist with, you can have like a little checklist. If you're going through 1, 2, and 3, then we could definitely help you with that. Okay. So you can have a list of 10 checklists and say, if you're going through at least one of this, then definitely we could work together, because people are like, how do I know if you're the right fit? So if you are going through, or if you are experiencing, and put everything in a checkbox, and if you've checked at least one or more of this, then definitely we can help. So that's very clear and precise with the problem statement rather than reading paragraphs and paragraphs.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right. I'll put that in place. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. So definitely have your social media handles here. People love to check out who you are. They want to know the person behind the band because the team isn't working. So, or maybe it's down at, oh, okay. Sorry. I think I missed that. I understand adventure is kind of your core offering.
It has been, but we're starting to move more away from it.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if that's your niche, good to stand out from the other niche, but I'm not sure how you can position it from the NDIS perspective for the audience that you're talking about. It just doesn't directly speak to me at this stage in this shape or form.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure you mention if you're going through 1, 2, 3, then this could be the possible thing that we could help you with, or these are the services that we offer. For now, it's very much hazy and very generic. Would be my kind feedback to you.
Thanks, Priya.
Thanks, Dad. Anyone else? If not, we can move on to the next one. Next is interesting with sales. Did you say you're building a sales funnel, Dan?
Yeah. So I have a friend who's just, in the last couple of years, launched a social media marketing agency, and he's in the process of building out a click funnel for me. Do you have an example of one of your click funnels that you can show us, Priya?
What type of funnel do you want to see?
A sales funnel.
Like what kind of funnel? There are so many different funnels. We can have a webinar funnel. We can have a challenge funnel. We can have course funnel.
Yeah, a course funnel, perhaps.
Okay.
Some sort of coaching funnel. Yep.
Sure. All right. Let me introduce people to sales funnels, and then I'll show you an example. All right, team. The next very, very key aspect is sales, because sales is the main ingredient there. If we don't have cash flow, obviously we can't sustain, we can't do whatever we want. So sales is very, very important. So automating your sales is the key. So last September, my birthday, I was in Japan for almost 2 weeks, and the only notification I wanted to receive on my phone was from my Thrivecart sale notification. Thrivecart, because I was launching. I was in the middle of a launch and I had to go, but my team took care of it. And all the notification, whenever I received it, was Thrivecart sale notification, Thrivecart sale notification. So it's nice to receive such sale notifications, because when you have automations in place, when people come land on your website, they buy from you, all you get is like invoice paid. So that's a great feeling to have. So let's look at how we can automate those areas of your business. So in terms of sales, the things that you can automate is capturing your leads. And then obviously marketing and sales kind of overlaps here. So you capture the lead and then you drive them into your funnel. You take them to different parts of the funnels. And then you've got a sales system in place, like any payment, Stripe, it could be Square, it could be anything. And then you've got invoicing like Xero or Mayo. And immediately after they purchase, they have to be having an email that goes out with the product they purchased or login details. So recently I went and I purchased product from a guy for $4,000. It was on a Friday afternoon, I think, or Saturday. And then I didn't get anything. I just received a invoice payment receipt for $4,000. And then I messaged him on Instagram, hey, dude, I haven't received anything. And he said, oh, it's Saturday in America. And I'm going, it's 2024. How does it matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday? If I'm paying, I would expect to get access to a dashboard, dude. Like, really, this is ridiculous. So we live in such a fast-paced world and people are looking for instant gratification. You cannot fault them. That's how the world is going. We don't have the time. Nobody has the patience to wait. So you have to have systems in place. Once someone swipes their card, they have to get value out of it. That you have to have some kind of an information or confirmation saying, hey, thanks for making the payment. Here is your access, or this is what you'll be. This is what you have to expect. Something that tells them that they get something out of the money they paid. Okay. And then lead to sale pipeline. So whoever gets faster to the lead, they get the sale these days. That's it. If I go on Fiverr, Upwork, or Facebook group and post something, whoever sends to me some sensible response quicker, they get the deal. I mean, I can tell you like 100 times I would have gone to the guy who reached out to me first, just because I was like, okay, let's just do it. I'm not going to waste time looking for 5 other people to bid. Take the deal, do the work, deliver it to me. That's it. In terms of Facebook groups, when people ask for recommendations, obviously the one that provides a sensible response, I take time to craft my response in Facebook groups. Even when my clients tag me, my friends tag me, hey, Priya can help, I just don't say, hey, and this is where people lose a lot of sale. I don't know, a lot of women, if you are in different women-based Facebook groups, you would know what I'm talking about. When people ask for referrals, they'll say, hey, Mish can help. And Mish will go in there and say, hey, thank you, whoever tagged. She'll just thank the person who tagged. This is what 90% of the people do. That is a big mistake. Okay. So that is your opportunity you've already been positioned as an authority, as a leader, right? Use the stage. You've been given a stage, go there and shine. Okay. So use that opportunity. What I would do, I would spend a good 5 minutes going into the person who posted it, their profile, their business profile, and look at the history of questions they asked in that group. You can actually see it. And then I would craft a response very specific to whatever they ask. So it takes good 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do that. But you will not believe that person might not come back. I've had 20% success rate from the actual person who posted that post converting as my client. But I've had 80% conversion from other people who look at that comment and come to me. And it's evergreen. You will not believe the number of people who go back to previous Facebook posts, look at somebody and then come. Okay, so when your lead comes, obviously you should have a question there. Where did you find me? And they'll tell you, oh, I saw a lot of people refer you. So that's why I checked you out and I booked a call with you.
Hey listeners, before we jump back into today's episode, I want to tell you about an incredible opportunity that's perfect for those of you who are always asking these questions yourself. How can I earn more money? How do I get more customers without spending on ads and fancy funnels? How can I generate recurring income without selling all the time? How do I create wealth without trading time for money? How can I transition from being a one-person show to mastering delegation? If this sounds like you, then you're going to love our sponsors for this episode, the Pivot Mastermind, a life-changing 6-month intensive experience designed to help you launch and scale your digital empire. But that's not all. One of the standout features of this mastermind is that each attendee gets a dedicated virtual assistant to handle the admin and social media marketing tasks. That means you can focus on what truly matters, growing your business and enjoying the freedom that comes with it. Don't wait any longer. Click on the link in the show notes to apply today and take the first step towards transforming your business and your life with the Pivot Mastermind. Now let's get back to today's episode.
So literally, the quicker you get to a lead, you get the sale. Today, that's the scenario. You like it, you hate it, that's what it is. Fastest to the lead. Whoever runs fastest to the lead, that's who gets it. Especially Google Ads. If you're a tradesperson, this is where they struggle, right? So trades in terms of Google Ads, Google Maps, they get leads very, very quickly, but it's the same 10 other competitors getting it too. So how quicker you are and how efficient you are in terms of delivering your relevance to their problem, that's who gets the deal. Okay. So how do you automate it? So I had a sales funnel, like I don't have a ClickFunnels active subscription now because I've moved everything to Go High Level, but I can show you my Thrive Card pages. Let me show you Pivot to Profit.
What is Thrivecart? Never heard of it.
So that's another sales funnel building software. So I had Thrivecart. I mean, I still have. It's a lifetime subscription. So if somebody is looking for a one-off payment, so Thrivecart, you pay, I think, 500 US, 600 US. You get lifetime access to the software. And if you want your custom domain and learn platform, it's 1,000 US, I think. So I've got access to the premium version lifetime. If I want, I can use it. I don't use it anymore, but I've still got my funnels there. So this looks different here because I'm showing you from the back end. So this is again the home section. It really talks about the program and who is it for. It's for forward-thinking professionals, executives, and business owners aiming to create, launch, sell, and scale digital products with the power of AI. So when it hit sign up now, it goes down to the payment page. And then there's a question, are you ready to redefine the way you make money? Leverage AI to work smarter, not harder. Then this program is for you, blah, blah, blah. And then, are you ready? So all these questions will revalidate that they are in the right place. Okay. So if this is you, then you are in the right place. And then, so these are different psychological triggers. So you've got the same call to action in different places because people get triggered with different psychological triggers. So some people might be like, okay, so it's a 12-month mentoring. I'm just going to enroll now. Okay. So, and here there is a story about me. So this is all Russell Brunson's framework. So he's got a 7-step webinar and a sales funnel framework. You can just go and Google it. You'll find it. It's very, very scientifically proven to work kind of framework that Russell has got. So that's the framework for all of my funnels that I've built. And then I've got different phases, phase 1, phase 2. So 6 months, they've got different courses. And then 6 months, let's do the actual implementation itself. And what do they get for the money they pay? And what is a payment plan? What is a course payment in full? And they can just pay and do stuff. So this is a simple 1-page funnel, Dan. Any questions?
I just have a quick question regarding with your payment plans. So do you have many people requesting refunds? Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to, because sometimes people, when I've brought this up, that's the number one people say, oh, well, do you really want to deal with refunds? You know, if you offer a payment plan? And I'm thinking, well, if you're talking about qualified leads, if people are signing up, then they're obviously wanting your product. So they already have a compelling reason to. Yeah, I just thought if you could elaborate on that a little.
So I haven't had any refund request. And I think also making it very clear with your terms and conditions, because it's a digital access, right? You are providing access to them, to all your digital products. So absolutely no refund. Or if you're feeling insecure about it, you could also use a drip feed option, meaning, okay, I'm going to release for the first installment, you get access to month 1's content. Okay. And after the second payment is action, you can drip feed your second month's content. So there are different ways to navigate those challenges, Mesh. But personally, I haven't had an experience where people ask for a refund. I mean, if you provide value, I don't think, there'll always be somebody. Can't say they will not be there. But payment plans are affordable. I mean, I rarely pay in full. Like when I work with coaches in the US, obviously it's much more expensive. And I've always used a payment plan. So I believe the way you buy is the way you sell, right? So if I always pay like 10,000 US in full, then I would be like, yeah, I paid it so people can pay me. But I always took the payment plan. So I'll pay 1,000 grand, 10 months, and I paid off. So that's why I would love to give payment plans for people. It makes it affordable, and you would have a lot more people sign up. So for retreats, the way we do, so we're planning a retreat in Bali in October. And the way we're planning to do it is we'll have like a weekly payment plan. So they'll be paid up before we travel. So the more easier you make it, smaller the chunks, the more chances for people to join, because I can just say, hey, it's $100 a week, or say $50 a week. It's like one coffee a day. That's all you're spending. You'll be paid up before we fly. So they want to go to Bali, they want to do the retreat, but money is not the factor. So how much you can make it simpler and easier and a no-brainer offer, that's when you'll get heck yes all the time. So think what will make it easier for them to come. And there'll always be one, but touch wood, I haven't had one. I've had a case where there was a lady from Guam, the American territory, where I had a emergency landing from Japan last year, and I signed a client. And she paid me this 2 grand in full, and she's never accessed my course, and she's never showed up for any calls, and she didn't do anything with that money. And I feel terrible taking that money now. So I've had that issue. I don't know if it's a good problem to have, but I had that problem. Any other questions, people? Okay. So sales funnels, as you can see, there are no other tabs like website. You can't hop on, hop off. This is a very simple page, because for me, pretty much, I don't run ads. So it's not a cold lead hopping onto my page. So mine is pretty much warm leads. They have to really clearly know what I'm selling. So it's a very, very short lead. I can show you, for
I do have
example.
a quick question when you're ready.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so you've got the website. Is a landing page or a funnel, is it attached to your website, or it could be just a separate thing altogether?
Now, it'll be attached to my website. So once you click on something, for example, if this is a funnel, okay, for now it's not, it's just a pop-up. Once you click here, then it takes me to the funnel pages. So you see how in Go High Level, you've got these sides.
Yeah.
And the website is where you've got the website pages, and funnels is where you've got the funnel pages.
But does it have to be attached to my signartist.com.au, or is it just sit inside Go High Level at this stage?
So it'll sit inside Go High Level, and Go High Level will be, your sub account will be attached to your domain. So obviously it sits under your domain.
Okay.
Are you an agency owner or a sub account under someone's agency?
Sub account.
Okay. So obviously your sub account will have your domain, and you can fix it. So I'll show you one of ClickFunnels, Dan. So this is like a 4-page template. So if you see, this is just a template, right? So there's a placeholder. You can go, you can fit your funnel in. So you can put your logo, you can put your hero section here, and then your call to action. And then you've got your services and different, same call to action, but you'll have at different places. So this is the first page of the funnel. You see, it looks very, very clunky, but it's just a template. And then the second page of the funnel is a marketing audit landing page. Okay, so once they click on it, they come here, and then they do like a quiz. Quiz is a very, very powerful lead magnet. Okay, and then there's another page of the funnel where it takes them for a thank you page. Thank you for completing your survey, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a pop-up that says book your time. I think that's the fourth one. That's the fourth page. So basically it's a 4-page funnel. The first one is, it's called an opt-in page, where you actually capture the emails. And the next page is the marketing audit. And then you have a thank you page. And then the next upsell is basically a booking call where people can book a time and do it. So literally you get to decide what you want in the first page of the funnel, what you want in the second page of the funnel, and so on. So that's how you go and do it. So I've got all these different funnels in my dashboard, but you can literally, I had a Wix funnel, meaning I built the psychology of the funnel and the look of the funnel on a Wix website. Okay. Because back then I didn't want to pay for ThriveCard. I didn't want to pay for ClickFunnels. So I had a Wix website. So I used to share it as a success story. You don't need a fancy subscription. You can do it via Wix. So that's been my journey. Okay. Any other questions have we got here? Okay, cool. So that's a very, very important aspect of sales funnel automation. Once you have funnels in place, once you have that lead pipeline in place, it becomes very, very easy for you to manage your business operations because you get more leads, you get more sales. So obviously, when the cash flow is high, you can literally manage a lot of things better. So the next is operational automation. What are the things that you can automate in terms of business operations? So the task assignment. So this is where your project management systems like monday.com, ClickUp, Asana, all that comes into picture. You can automate even for this one, because it's a longer webinar, I've turned off the AI tool. I usually have an AI tool called Fathom that actually listens to my meetings, summarizes my meetings, and I've got a workflow right after my Zoom. It sends automatic meeting summary and action steps to whoever was in the meeting with me. So if I'm doing a collaboration meeting, then I don't have to worry taking the minutes of the meeting. So there's someone who's taking minutes, like the AI tool, and they get the meeting summary. There's an action step of what we discuss. So it doesn't take any fluff and other topics that we discuss. It only focuses on the things that we discuss, and it gives, okay, this is what Priya can contribute, Priya wants to do, this is what Dan wants to do. And so we agreed Dan would do this, Priya would do this, and it'll send a beautiful summary and with the recording. So it's a beautiful one. So all that is automated. So I don't have to go. Otherwise, I'll be like, hey, as we discussed, look at what we discussed and things like that to keep it transparent. But now that entire process is automated. Like your Zoom reminders, appointment reminders, if you have a deadline reminder, invoice reminders, basic access to everything. I'll show you the back end of how.
Priya, what app that you use that does the meeting minutes?
Sorry?
What was the AI that you use for the meeting minutes?
It's called Fathom. I'll show you. It's a free tool. It's very, very effective. Fathom.ai. So they basically make money from enterprises and bigger businesses, but for small businesses, for solopreneurs, it's free. It's a very, very good and efficient tool. So you integrate it with your Zoom, it automatically records your meeting, it gives you a summary. You can, with Go High Level, I've created an automation to basically send it to the person who is sitting on a meeting with me with Zapier. So much can be done if you have a powerful CRM or any systems in place. Okay, so coming to the business operations, I'll show you my backend on how I have done this. So every calendar that I've got here, because I used to use Calendly and there was only one calendar free on a free Calendly account. So everybody who wanted to talk to me it could be a just coffee catch up with people that I know from my networking, but I would still send that traffic to that one booking link that I have, which has questions for business audit forms. So now I've got coffee chat with Priya. So it has no business questions. It's literally like, where do you want to meet? You want me to come to your office? Are you coming to my office? If they click coming to my office, it shows my office address, parking instructions on roadside parking and stuff like that. And otherwise Zoom. So if they click Zoom, automatically it creates Zoom link for the meeting. So literally, these are stuffs which it literally saves me 3 emails back and forth, right? But otherwise, I'll be like, hey, you've booked a time. Where do you want to meet? Do you want to meet me in person? Do you want to come to my office? Do you want to do Zoom? And then they say something, and then I have to create a Zoom link and send it. So all that back and forth email is reduced. It is so operationally efficient when you have systems in place to do this, right? Different calendars for different things. So if it's just going to be a demo of CRM, I've got a separate calendar. Okay, if it's a paid consultation for 2 hours, I've got a separate calendar, which has a different automations in itself. So all of these just makes my setting up was a challenge, but once we've done it, I think it makes it much more easier now, streamlined. I can just send it through to people and do it. So that's in terms of calendar automations. That's very, very basic what people need. And like I said, marketing automation, social planners, you can create social planners. I've integrated all my socials here, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Instagram. I'm still trying to integrate my podcast and YouTube. That's still pending. My email, this week, my email went out from here and I think we messed it up. The first name did not get captured. So we're trying to fix that, but it's a beautiful system where I can integrate and automate everything here. Okay. So I want you to understand one thing. So even if though you don't have a CRM, I want you to understand the lead pipeline and stuff from any CRM that you're using. So what is that you want them to do? So this is literally like my brain dump, I should say, for everything what they do. Okay. So say, for example, this is like for my BNI, I'm just trialing a separate pipeline. If a visitor comes in, when a visitor comes, these are the information that has to be captured. And then there has to be an email that goes with the visitor's registration information. Then there should be a reminder email. If the visitor attended yes, there has to be a trigger. If a visitor attended no, they didn't show up, then what do we do? So there are so many, every business, whatever you are thinking, just put it in a simple Google Sheet. Okay. These are the different steps that you want to track in your pipeline. So the CRM and pipeline and automations can be a little daunting if you're starting out, if you've never done it before. But I want you to think in terms of simple terms. What do you want them to do? Okay. Someone lands on a website. What do you want them to do? Okay. First step, they have to click on my ebook. Okay. Once they clicked and downloaded the ebook, what do you want them to do? So is it an instant download? Are you sending an email? If you're sending an email, okay, they've downloaded it, they've got it. What are you going to do with them? They're a warm lead. So you send another email saying, hey, did you go through the thing? What do you think? Send me a reply. Or is there another value added resource that you can warm them up? You can value add. And then what you want to sell them something. What do you want them to do? So literally having that clarity will help you to track your lead pipeline. Okay. So where they are at. The reason I'm tracking every step of my quiz is I want to understand where people are dropping out. Okay. So when I understand where people are dropping out, that is the bottleneck. I have to go and figure out why people are dropping out. So now I've had 2 people drop out after step 2. So now I want to see why they're dropping out after step 2. What is something that's repelling them to complete step 3 would be my homework to understand when I have enough data to validate that step 3 is a bottleneck. So all these information, when you have systems, automations in place, will help you to identify bottlenecks, will help you to identify what's doing really, really well. So you can double down on that and make that aspect really, really crystal clear, right? I'll show you my MailerLite automation. Okay, you can see the number of automations I have here. We've turned off a lot of different ones. I think I had, you can see I have 15 emails in my sequence.
Just while you're looking at that, yeah, can I ask you a question about your VAs?
Yeah.
You said that they're in India. A lot of people go for the Philippines. I even heard that South Africa's becoming a popular place for VAs. Why India? What's the difference?
Because I'm from India and I want to give back to women back home.
Okay. And what are they like compared to the other countries?
Honestly, they are not as career driven as Philippine ladies. Indians are very emotional, very, very family driven. And that's my challenge in retaining staff. I've trained 33. I've got a functional team of 19. I've got super duper good VAs, like 10. So it's 1/3. And there goes my time and efficiency in training them. Philippines women are much more switched on and career driven. Indians are more emotional, family. Anything goes wrong in their family, first thing they give up is their career. I'm like, no, ladies, don't do that. You know? So there's a lot of education that I do. It's hard work. And that's the only place where I choose hard work over smart work, is because I'm like, okay, that's my mission, to empower women back home, Indian women. So that's my purpose. So that's why I'm doing the hard work with my VAs. Otherwise, I've gone to Philippines or whatever. I don't think I would have a VA model if it's not India, to be honest.
Right.
I think that the motivation to help Indian women is what keeps me doing what I do with my VA model. And Pakistan, obviously, because it's efficient. They know it. I give them, they can deliver it very instantly. and we are scaling that team now. So I think that's how I want to keep it. The admin team will be India-based, ladies, and Pakistan will be male tech team.
Right. Gotcha. And have you got some contacts in regards to that, or is that something that you facilitate? Or
I do it. I do it all. I mean, I'm literally going to India to attend BNI India conference to get more quality leads for my team. That's the actual purpose why my travel was fixed. And then everything else added up and it became a 2-month trip. So the main purpose is to grow my team, set up a head office, set up a core team in Chennai. So I can just speak to the core team, because now I'm speaking to 19 different people in a different time
right.
zone and dealing with 19 different personalities. I'm like, I can't be a mom for 2 kids. I can't be a mom for 19 ladies. Please don't do that to me. So
Yeah.
I think I want to form that core team, and I can support the core team completely, and the core team can actually support the remote team. So that's the model we are moving towards. So I've got leadership roles in my team now, so they take care of most of the workload. So I'm building structures and systems as we speak.
Yeah. And are they all full time?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so this is, I don't know if you've never seen a workflow. This is kind of how it's a simple, I mean, my Go High Level workflow will blow your brains, but this was a simple one that I did back 2 years ago or 18 months ago. So when someone joins the Pivot to Thrive subs for this one, so they get a particular tag, they get this particular email, and then they add it to another group. And once they sign up, for people who sign up, this is the workflow we go. Okay. If people don't sign up, we nurture them until they sign up. And here, if they sign up, they join to this workflow. So it's like this. It looks painful, but once you know what you want, you kind of put it into flow chart that people can understand. And then the tech team, I don't know how to do this. Honestly, I have no idea how to do this, but I've given them the framework on what I want, and my team does it. Okay, I don't want to take credit for this. My brain doesn't work like this. I cannot do the workflow and automations. So I'll tell them, okay, after 24 hours, I want this to go. If they do this, this is what I want. So I can draw the flow charts. I learned it in school when I was in year 10. I still remember how to do those flow charts, and if yes, no conditions and stuff. So I do that on a pen and paper, take a photo and send it to them. And then they're like, okay, wait 2 days, do this, then join it, wait 2 days, do this. So we've got this massive email automation. So I write all these emails and give it to them. So the entire campaign content is given by me. The logic is given, but the whole thing to put it up in this fancy tech format is done by my team. So you can imagine the amount of automations I have for this goddamn quiz. Oh my God, my brain was numb for 3 weeks to do the calculations. And it is brain numbing, trust me, to really understand, okay, if their digital product is inexistent, they come under this category, and this should be their scoring, and this should be the logic, and this should be the call to action. If their market score is low, below the threshold, if their income goal is so much. So there's lots of logic that we had to factor in to do that quiz. So try that quiz, give me feedback on how you feel. There was a lot of brain numbing activity to make that quiz active. So try it and let me know. But in terms of email automations, pretty much it looks like this, but I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with it. It's just that whatever you want your people to do. So the first step when they come in, what do you want to send them? Okay, if somebody signs up for an email list, how would you introduce yourself to them? So send that email out, and then after 2 days or 3 days, what do you do? So I feel the weekly newsletter is a sweet spot for me. I found it's good that people still have that engagement. They know what I'm doing. It's not too frequent. It's not too late. So once a week works well for me. Some people like once a month. So however you want to nurture. It's a lot of work. Every Friday afternoon, I've got in my calendar at 3 o'clock, I have to send the newsletter content to my team. So I have a framework. I have a template. I plug that content in, give it to them. They do it. Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock, I get it for review. I approve it. It gets scheduled. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, it gets done. So all these have become a recent part of a business, which I'm so proud of, that I can do a session on business automation. I was not this put together team. So I was a hot mess last year this time, or even 6 months back this time. So I don't have all my ducks lined up. I'm still a work in progress, and I'm very honest about it. And I teach my learnings, and I share my challenges, and I say, people, this is what I've done very recently. I don't have my act together, so don't judge me. Don't think I'm perfect. I'm not. Okay. So if
Can
I
I
can
say,
do it. Yes.
Priya, again, I'm so appreciative of the fact that you really go into detail and show us the back end, because a lot of this can be very overwhelming. For me, regardless of what knowledge I had before, I'm in the startup phase. So I'm building everything. And there are so many products and information available that, as I said, it's overwhelming. So you going through this process and showing the back end is so incredibly helpful. And off the back of that, I wanted to know, because you do, with Business HQ with the digital solutions, just going through your sales funnel, for example, if we were to book in initially and to get a session with you as a mentor, are these the kinds of things that we could do in that time frame? Or alternatively, you mentioned earlier in the talk that you used to have, a day workshop where you had these kinds of, strategy sessions. That one was in particular for social media content. I don't know whether you have the time because you sound incredibly busy, but whether you would have something like the sales funnels, because I just think it's so important. And yeah, I would love to work with you if you were ever to do something like that.
Yeah. So I'm planning a session with Department of Employment, Small Business and Training. So we're doing like a 1 day session, not 1 day, sorry. It's going to be a 5-week session. So every week, say Monday morning, 2 hours. So we're going to nurture people for 5 weeks. It's going to be a small, intimate group. I'll definitely keep you posted if you're on my email list. So we just discussed the dates and things. So it's going to be for the multicultural month in October. I think it's October. Yeah, it's October or August. I don't know. So I think it's August, not October. Sorry, October, I've got too many plans. So August is the plan. So we'll do my Power Pivot framework. Like the first day, we'll do product and pricing. Next day, we'll look at online and offline presence. So that'll still be 2 hours workshop. It'll be free for the participants. It'll be funded by the government. So that's in the pipeline for August. But I would recommend the Regional Business HQ is a very affordable option. I think it's $110 and you get 3 sessions and you can tell the business the advisor who's doing your digital action plan, because you sit down with them and discuss your business requirements. And there you can definitely say that, hey, I've attended Priya's session and I want to work with her. So that'll be the first step and the most affordable option. I'll sit with you like this and we can discuss and go through whatever you want to go through in that 1 hour.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Fantastic.
Thanks, Mish.
Priya, I've got a question just in regards to your automation subscriptions. So like I'm currently a small business. I've got, 8, 9 staff at the moment. To set up something similar to what you're doing as far as like funnels, landing pages, workflows, all of that sort of stuff, what would I be looking at per month for like subscriptions, and how would that change for like a medium business? It kind of sounds like you're a medium business with how many.
I'm still a small business now. Medium. I'm still not the medium yet. I'm still a small business. So in terms of the subscription itself, depending on what you want, like the functionalities turned on. So for you, I would say it'll be a basic website and calendar booking, email automation, social media automation. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Yeah. Any other courses, memberships, logins for clients?
I have a CRM called ShiftCare. Then I've obviously got like subscriptions to like things like Canva and Xero and that sort of thing. But specifically for being able to do
track your leads,
sales, marketing, conversions, and then onboarding new clients.
Yeah. I mean, I would see, I said, I love Russell. I couldn't stay loyal because the platform is not efficient to do everything. It's just a sales funnel builder, which is a tiny aspect of your business. You get someone through the funnel. What do you do with them? There's no way that you can automate, nurture, reconvert, retarget. So Go High Level would be a very good one. It can start as low as 197 Australian per month. For your requirement, I would say, if I were to charge you, I would charge you 197 Australian per month on a recurring subscription to avail all the functionalities. If you want to jazz it up with so many different things, because you get default, the AI chatbot as part of the website. If you want WhatsApp integration, I think there's an extra charge. SMS marketing is extra. Other than that, you get all the functionalities, the basic website, whatever you need for a very affordable subscription. So that's on a retainer. There'll be a one-time setup fee to set it all up, depending on what you want. That's when I go and I draw my mirror board with what you want and give it to my team to do it. So, but the recurring subscription, that's why I love Go High Level. It's so affordable for small businesses and the functionality is massive, like really.
Yeah, that's what we use, Dan. We switched over to Go High Level about maybe 6 months ago, and it's made a huge difference. It's just it's easy to use. We do our socials with it. It's just one little dashboard, and it kind of encapsulates social media, forms, surveys, all that sort of stuff in one thing. It's changed our business definitely in regards to automation.
Yeah, okay.
And you can access everything with an app, Dan. You don't have to go into the dashboard. I mean, you've got a lead connector app on your phone and you can, anything, a booking comes in, you get notified. You can do FPOS on your phone, your calendar bookings, your contacts, your lead pipeline, everything will be notified on an app. So you can connect to your Facebook, Instagram, Google My Business, and whatever engagement happens on all your socials, you get it in one dashboard there.
Oh, that's awesome.
You don't have to go through multiple things.
So with your courses and trainings, do they plug in or are they hosted on Go High Level, or you have another you use School or Loom or something else?
Everything is here. So you've got a portal where you can host courses. You've got a portal like communities like Circle and School and all of that. So you can do communities here. You can issue certificates. It's completely offered on Go High Level itself.
That's awesome. Okay. Thanks, Priya.
Welcome. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, sure. Thanks, Michelle. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we looked at this one. The CRM, pretty much we covered using the Go High Level example on how you convert your prospects to leads and customers, and then you can go back and forth because they tend to shuttle between different stages of your lead pipeline. Somebody might buy a low ticket offer, but then they go back into the prospect stage for the next offer. So how do you shuttle them between different offers? How do you upsell them? How do you downsell them? That's really, really the biggest functionality of CRMs. Okay. So like I said, you can automate your lead tracking, where they are at, where someone dropped out. Immediately, if you go and fill the first opt-in form, I'll get an email notified somebody completed the opt-in form. And then when they do step 1, step 2, step 3, payment done, everything will be notified, especially if you are building a lifestyle business. Like, I'm not a traveler. I'm not someone who'll sit in a beach in Bali and work. That's not me. I need my office. I need my 2 monitors. I need discipline. But even for someone like me, I would love to have the systems in place. But if you're a traveler, if you love traveling, then definitely do it. And the more I say I hate traveling, I tend to travel more. So I should start saying I hate money. So you can definitely target and segment different customers. Like you guys, when you sign up for the webinars, you get the tag called webinars, RBHQ webinar tag. So I've got you as a separate tag. So if I do want to target some message just for you people who have already attended my webinar, so I can speak directly to you. Hey, since you attended my AI webinar, so I'll be launching an AI course. So I'm like, okay, since you attended the webinar, I'm going to launch offer, say $200. That's it. $200 for the next 3 days. If you want to take it, take it. So do you think out of 200 people, 20 people will take it for sure? Okay. So that's 10% conversion, which is great. So that's how the customer segmentation and targeting will help you to get the marketing message very, very straight to the person there. And obviously email campaigns and follow-up. So I don't teach stuff that I don't do. That's why I'm able to show you my backend and I tell you exactly where I'm at, what I've done, what I've not done, what is still in the pipeline. So these are the things that I do, but there's so much more that you can do with the platform. There's so much more you can achieve with it. But I think from a small business owner's perspective, this is a good start to have. It took me 5 years to get here. Nevertheless, we got there. So whichever stage you are, I think there's always a starting point and things that you can do today with the most inexpensive, efficient way. You don't need a fancy subscription, but if you can afford a subscription, say even $197 a month, then that is a massive game changer. Like Neil told you, it's a massive game changer for businesses. Okay, so AI, obviously we can't quit or ignore our AI today in 2024. It's literally, I'm building a chatbot with conversational AI to book my meetings and lead. So it's called appointment setting. So I'm building an AI appointment setter, Priya bot, who can book leads and appointments for me without me. So even the whole calendar I have, someone has to come and do it. So now I'm automating the whole process with a bot to book the calls for me. So once I do a paid ad campaign, then automatically it'll qualify the leads and book the call using AI. So that's the project that I'm working right now with my team. So that could be due in August or September. So that'll be a separate service in itself. So that's for businesses that need just leads booked. That's it. We'll have different AI appointment setting bots that'll set appointments for you in your business. So that's a separate domain that I'm working on at the moment. But there are lots of chatbots that Go High Level has inbuilt, which you can train your data, you can train your SOPs, your website content, your ebooks, and everything about your business. Just feed that information, train the bot, and the bot will answer every question that you want. So it's like, hey, when is Priya's next event? Then it'll go to my events calendar and see, oh, Priya has an event June 7th or whatever. It'll give you the details of that. Okay. So literally, it works for you 24/7. You don't have to pay it, Saturday rates, Sunday rates, public holiday rates. It'll work for you. So for lead generation, it's massive. That's where my focus is, because leads and sales is like the core of the business. And they're also used to qualify good leads, good quality leads, and email marketing. So you capture the lead with an appointment setting, you nurture them. Okay. You will not have 100% conversion. I used to have 20% conversion. Now I'm sitting at 92% conversion with my sales calls. So there's still an 8% drop, I would say, probably because they're not ready or they feel it's not the right time, but they might come back anytime. How do they come back is if I nurture them using my email campaigns. That's how you nurture them and you make them to come back. So that's about it, team, today. So happy to answer any questions anyone might have. I'll send you all the recording of this webinar. Once it's done, my team will send it. Anyone else? Any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a question, Priya, around the VAs. So I've got a business consultant who's just introduced the idea to me of using a VA. He's got someone he uses in the Philippines. Obviously, this is like a bit of a new idea for me. I'm super interested in it. What are your core values that you need in a VA, and how do you communicate expectations to them as to, I guess, everything from like work ethic to essentially, them operating on your behalf and communicating your sort of DNA to whoever they're interacting with? How do you navigate that?
Challenging is the word.
Well,
Very honestly.
Well, that's kind of been like the...
Now, it's not as challenging for you, because for you, it's you speak to one VA, you communicate your expectations clearly. I think if I was just a client dealing with a VA, I don't think I would have so much challenges, to be honest, because I'm dealing with multiple personalities, multiple challenges, multiple things and different things. So the model that I had previously was there's one VA for every business. So for Dan, if you're my client, so we'll get on a call every week. I'll do the roadmap. I'll tell you what's needed. And my VA will be part of the team. The VA will know what she has to do. So basically, I give her a brief and you get on a call with your VA once a week. You discuss whatever you want, because the VAs work in your business 15 hours every week. So you get to give whatever you want them to do. That model was very, very powerful. But the problem was one VA, for example, if you needed audio editing, like podcast editing, video editing, email marketing, she had to know everything. So there was so much pressure on every VA to know it all and be it all. And they didn't do a good job if that was not their skill set. So now the model is changed to, I've got one VA acting as the project manager who would take the brief from me, who would sit on some meetings with me, and she would delegate it to different team members who are specializing in certain tasks. Okay, so for the NDIS consultant, she has a podcast, she's got on YouTube, she's got all different platforms. So there's no need for one person to do it all. So I've got one VA for podcast, I've got one VA for YouTube. So she would get the work done from everybody, collects it, and conveys it to the client. So for me, the challenge is different from you. So for me, it's from the administrative purpose, it's a very, very challenging environment. For you, it depends on what is important for you. If they have to be the right culture fit, if you're looking for a long-term relationship, so you spend a lot of time sitting and explaining to them, hey, this is what I do. So because I'm doing that with the Pakistan team right now, right? I'm sitting down explaining to them how I work, what is my expectation. This is a long-term partnership, and this is what I expect from you. This is the channel of communication, and we're building a whole virtual desk, support desk now together.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly communicating what is in it for them. I think that's very interesting. VAs would love to see a career pathway with you. Okay. I give them Christmas gifts. I surprise them for birthday. So I do a lot because they're my team. So I think it depends on how much you want to go deep and understand and retain them. But if I'm just hiring them on a project by project basis, I would just tell them very clearly, hey, this is my expectation. Block a time in their calendar. I would like to get on a call with you Monday. What time suits you? Okay. Looking at both of your calendar, book a time on the calendar, show up on call, discuss with them, and have that clear SOP in place. This is what I would do. This is what I want you to do. And it takes time. Trust me. It takes at least 2 or 3 months to actually understand the personality, especially if they're not from a non-English speaking background. I think culturally also they've got some hesitations. So they might be really good at their job, but they'll be so anxious, they'll be so scared, and there's lots of other factors as well. So just give them the benefit of doubt and go easy on them would be my 2 cents.
What sort of hourly rate do you pay for VAs?
It depends. For me, it's a very different model what I do with my team. I factor in, I don't charge hourly rate. I pay my team from the consultation and retainer fee that I have from my clients. So my clients don't pay extra money for the VAs. It's factored into my consultation fee, the retainer fee that they pay.
Right.
Yeah. So I've got a very different model, not like a traditional VA agency, because it's a very small. I wanted to have that very intimate support for my clients. So that's why.
Okay, sorry. So just so as I understand your business, so if I came to you and said, hey, listen, I'm using Go High Level, I want to do this, and this, do I pay you a monthly fee for that? And that includes all the VAs, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's hard if we have to factor in the time. Sometimes we go with billable hours, but it puts a lot of pressure on people to do it and time tracking and stuff. So I manage it differently. I'm like, okay, Neil, you want 5 posts to go on your platform every week. And these are the things that you want done. You pay a monthly subscription fee on all that is covered in that. You don't care who does what, how long they do it. That's not the problem. Your work gets delivered to you. That's it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it makes it easier for me to do the management administration aspect.
Yeah. And I know you probably can't tell me a price, but can we have a chat offline about that? Or
Yes, please. That'd be good.
yeah, okay.
Priya, I had a question just in regards to VAs. What do you find generally works better, paying a VA an hourly rate or paying them upon completion of certain tasks or projects?
If it's a short-term project, like I go on Fiverr and get things done. If I want something today and I know in my team does not have a capacity, I would go on Fiverr, pay someone $50, get it done today and done. That's a project based. But if it's going to be a long-term VA, then pay them an hourly wage, keep them on a retainer. So they're also motivated to stay with you for a longer period of time.
Okay.
So Priya, again, I just wanted to say what I find so interesting about your approach is the way that you really emphasize being actionable, but also the things that you were saying that are really working well for you. The number of people that I've spoken to, I'm talking about coaches, business mentors, just by virtue of what I'm doing at the moment, they're basically all negating so much of what you're recommending we do. And instinctively it feels wrong. But when you talk about it, I'm talking about, again, your workflow, when I ask the questions about the refund, subscription models, all of that, that seems to be what people are moving towards in general anyway. But so many people in business are still seem to be stuck in this old paradigm. And they're like, no, don't do that. It's not going to work. It's not feasible. So yeah, I just wanted to make that comment as well.
Thank you for that. And I would highly recommend any of you working with a mentor, work with a mentor who works with an American mentor. In Australia, we've got such a very closed mindset and we're stuck in this little, in the middle of the ocean. And the mindset that most of the coaches transfer to their clients, it just feels so wrong to me. America is very capitalist. They're very much outward. So Neil, I'm going to the Go High Level Summit in October in Texas because there's so much and I want to know. And if I'm going to sit in Australia, I would not know what's happening, right? So it's always progressive. My 2 cents would be work with coaches in Australia. I'm not saying don't support Australian coaches, but in some way, they have to have an American mentor. Like you see Taki Moore, he works with American coaches. Kevin Ray works with American coaches. All the big guys in Australia, they have mentors in the US because it's a whole different mindset shift. It's a whole different way how things say. Like, I don't know if you would believe me, my coach, her name is DL Sharon, based in US. She makes 1.8 million a year selling coaching and just of Instagram. And when I started with her, she had 2,000 followers and all her leads. I mean, people will call her a scammer here, right? People wouldn't trust her. I'm in her container. I am in her Slack. I can do the math. How many people are there? How many of us paid the money, right? So she's not lying, right? And her coach, who I follow and dearly, she's on my next list to work with. Her name is called Stacey Bayman. So she makes 8.5 million every year selling coaching, just coaching. 25,000 US, 50,000 US paid in full, Mish. No payment plans. Okay, paid in full because that's how she wants it. She wants people to be all in 50 grand, 25 grand US paid in full. You go to a 200K mastermind. She's got a fancy stuff. And then she's got a $2 million group. And people make a whole lot of money. And if you say about this in Australia, we call it the tall poppy syndrome. We try to shut them off. We try to shame them. So it's a whole very cultural, I think, the thoughts that has been passed to you. And yeah, because I work with most of the American mentors, I follow them and I work a lot with them. I think my mindset is very different. And the things that I do a little bit more advanced than the Australian content creators and agency owners. Honestly, that's the reason. Like, I'm no special. The thing is, my mindset and the people that I follow and work with have just opened my brain to believe that there's a huge potential and opportunity and possibility. And I'm not just going to restrict myself to think, oh, nobody has $100. You won't believe the guy who I paid $4,000. I had a terrible experience with him, but I'm going to tell you, people who came there, we had 175 people in the room who paid $4,000 just after listening to him for 90 minutes at Robert Kiyosaki's event at Convention Center. And out of those 175 people who went to the room, his upsell was $22,000 and $53,000. You won't believe the amount of people who went and swiped their card for $20,000 straight up. And we are sitting here and telling interest rates have gone up. People don't have money. There is homelessness. It's all there. But you still have 100 people going and paying 20 grand on the spot to somebody for a 2-day workshop.
See, again, like I don't have the wealth of knowledge you do, but you're right. Like, you see these people, and it's not just purely about making money. They're offering a service and they're offering value, but just the limiting beliefs that people have here in Australia is astounding, but it's really pervasive everywhere. And you can let it, if you let it get to you, it will inhibit taking steps. Yeah, I've just found that. And so it's a bit disheartening, but I guess it is. What it shows is, well, maybe they're not the best person to work with.
Exactly. If somebody's saying it is just their experience, right? So if I'm going to say, Mish, it's not going to work, it's because I think it's not going to work. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's not a proven fact. It's just that I feel it's not going to work. So yeah, so if somebody says that, just do your own, just go with your intuition. That's what I would say. We always go back to that intuition. If you believe in it, like everybody said, whatever I was doing was wrong. They thought I was crazy. And now they ask me, how did you do it? How can I do it? So I think that's what happens. Like, it takes time for people to believe you and come back to you, but you should not lose belief in yourself. That's what it comes down to. Sorry, I'm very controversial to most people, what people say. But like I said, I talk from experience and I only talk from my experience. I tell you, this is what I've done. This is what works for me. This is what doesn't work for me. But I've got a big vision of opportunities and possibilities, which not many Indians have in particular. And the Australian landscape is not very supportive of that either. So it's very sad, but it's just that I think we'll just have to overcome it ourselves as a personal choice.
Again, hopefully I'm not interrupting anyone else from asking a question. I know this isn't what this talk is about today, but if you have time to very briefly outline, your idea of Australia in terms of, just elaborating on what you just said there. I mean, what is your opinion? It's just a personal opinion, but what is your opinion of Australia, the business landscape, and in comparison to some other places in terms of opportunity?
we have a massive opportunity here. Like nobody looks at Australia. That's why these Americans come here and sell so much. If you look at all the big guys that come and sell at all these events that is done by the Success Resource Australia, Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and all the big guys, they come here because we really want a solution. We are all searching for some magic pill for us to go big in business. But the other Australians here don't show themselves too much because of tall poppy syndrome. So they don't go out with the visibility. So Americans come here, capitalize on it. Okay. The guy that I went and had a bad experience is called JT Fox. And he has this whole celebrity marketing stuff. And I had a very terrible racial discrimination experience with him, which I voiced it out on my LinkedIn and stuff. So, but he makes a whole ton of money in Australia. He's half the time here in Australia because he makes so much money here, because we are literally longing for a solution. And when somebody comes and promises us some celebrity pictures and influencer marketing, we're like, oh shit, this is my missing piece of my puzzle. I have no idea how I fell for that crap, but I fell for it. But then it was a learning experience. But yeah, he sells so much stuff in Australia because we are searching for a solution and we don't have much. But Australia is a huge market. That's why I'm kind of pushing my Pakistani team. Hey, I want you to build a team for me. I'm literally asking them to recruit and build a team for me. Australia is a huge market. I will get you go high level customer support clients. You build the team for me. You train the team for me. I will build it. People really, really underestimate the power of Australian market. There's massive, massive potential here. We just don't capitalize it well enough. So I'm building a whole team just for Australian work hours because most of them, my Pakistan team, they work for US work hours. So I'm trying to shift them to Australian work hours and things like that. So to answer your question, Mesh, we have massive potential. We just have to get out of our head. We just have to get out of all the other things that we listen to on a daily basis and just keep pushing, like get a very, very thick skin. That's what I would say. Did I answer you?
Yes, you more than answered. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we wind up, team?
That was amazing, Priya. I got so much out of this morning. I love your heart and the warmth that you communicate and how practical all your wisdom is. Is there any upcoming events that you're doing in Brisbane? Like I'm down in Brisbane quite a bit.
I mean, like I said, I'm leaving to India on Sunday. I've got events till Saturday evening. My calendar is booked till Saturday evening, and Sunday morning I'll be on the plane. But I'm doing Regional Business HQ online once in June, July. I think she's given me events till November this year. We've got events lined up. So if you look at Regional Business HQ's events calendar, you should find my events there. I'll add you to my email list. If you don't like me, please unsubscribe. But I will send you information every Monday morning with events that are happening, anything that I'm doing. And if you want something, please let me know. So or let Regional Business HQ know. The girls are lovely there. They really listen to the feedback and they really do stuff. What would they listen to you? So you can tell them if you have a suggestion, they'll really listen to you and we can do some stuff together. So for the Multicultural Month, I'll definitely send you all information when the workshop is up and running. That'll be a good one to come to. I'll also organize some things when I come back, hopefully a workshop or in-person event or something. So yeah, let's do more events when I'm back. Stay in the loop and I'll keep you posted with any events that comes up. But if you have a specific request, please let me know.
Awesome. Thanks, Priya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining today. I'll see you all sometime in the future and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Priya. Safe travels.
Thanks. Bye, Dan. Bye, everyone.
I truly hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it just for you. Please follow Pivot to Thrive podcast on the platform you're listening to right now. It would mean the world to me if you could leave a review, and I'm so excited to see you on the next episode. Sending you loads of love, positive and healing vibes your way. Stay blessed.